Hello, I just wanted to do a little discussion, a little video on Joe Rogan, Elon Musk, AI, and the nuclear bombs. I just saw another video from Joe Rogan talking about AI and comparing it to the nuclear bomb and Oppenheimer's quote, "I become death to the story of worlds," quoting the Bhagavad Gita. And I think this wasn't in Elon Musk's interview, but in a guy after that, just recently. I just wanted to talk about everyone's fear about AI. While I cook food, of course, eggs. I mean, it's really kind of unfounded. I mean, the nuclear bomb is kind of the perfect analogy. Basically, you have this bomb that could destroy the world, could destroy life many times over. We have so many. It wouldn't be very hard for something to go wrong. In fact, a couple of times stuff went very wrong, and there's very scary documented events of stuff going very wrong where people should have launched nuclear bombs or accidentally transported them to the wrong place. Anyways, long story short, we're still here. It's been decades with nuclear bombs, and humanity figured out how to control these things. As far as the effects of the bombs themselves, as Joe Rogan was talking about, it killed a lot of people, but you have to keep in mind how many Japanese people died before we ever dropped the bombs. Millions and millions of casualties on every side died in World War II, and a very small number died from the nuclear bombs in comparison to that. And the Japanese weren't going to surrender after the first one, and they almost didn't surrender after the second one. The generals actually enacted a coup against the emperor and locked him in his room and sent out mail in his name. And their plan was to sink the USS Missouri. To declare surrender, bring in the Americans really close, and then sink the USS Missouri instead of allowing them on land. Luckily, some of the emperor's loyal soldiers went and arrested the generals and set the emperor free. But long story short, the nuclear bomb wasn't scary enough to have an overwhelming surrender from the Japanese. A lot of military people in the Japanese army didn't think we should have surrendered. The same thing's gonna be the fact is gonna be the same thing with AI. You're gonna have this robot or these drones probably that can go around and assassinate people or something, but it's just gonna be seen as another tool of war. It's not gonna be any more horrific than the weapons we have today. It's never gonna take us over. There's really nothing much to worry about. And I want to point out that people have had these fears since the 60s. The first time Deep Blue defeated a human in chess, people thought, oh my god, the end is near. Robots are already smarter than humans, and they're going to easily overtake us in a very minimal amount of time. And that never happened. It turned out there's a cap to how good artificial intelligence can get. And that while there are certain games that artificial intelligence is really good at playing, those are mostly picked so that people can show them off and get more funding and basically add something to their resume. Perfect example is Boston Robotics, which Joe Rogan mentions a lot, Elon Musk mentions a lot. Yes, it looks very impressive when you see the video, but then they used to actually be pretty bad at this. They used to accidentally show you the barcodes in their videos, and of course people pointed it out, and so now you can't really see them anymore. But they have these QR codes all around their office, and then when the robot sees that, it does a certain action. So it knows when to jump, it knows when to turn left. That's not necessarily artificial intelligence. It is an amazing feat of technology and of robotics, but there's not going to be barcodes in real life. If a robot has to decide, if a Terminator comes into existence and has to decide, who to kill or how to kill someone or what to kill, or where to move, there's not going to be QR codes on people's foreheads just saying, hey, kill this person, don't kill that person. You got to be really careful with a lot of people. Amazon, for instance, really overplayed how good drone technology was when they said they could deliver packages by drone. A lot of this is just to boost stock prices. A lot of times when companies look for funding, they want to release a lot of publicity. And so it makes a lot of sense to release these videos that end up scaring people. Or really making it seem like they're way ahead of where they are, or that certain things are possible that aren't possible. And this is mostly for funding reasons. This has reasons to do with internal to the company. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's been demonstrated that robotics or AI will ever be I mean, there's probably a cap on how good it can get, especially because people have been trying it for so long, and the technology that has been around for so long, and it hasn't gone anywhere. A perfect example is they have all of these AIs trading the stock market, and the average AI underperforms the stock market by several points. And in fact, the best way they found for AI to work is for humans to control AI systems and direct the AI systems. Because AI systems just look for patterns, whether they exist or not, and so a lot of times they're wrong. The best ways for them to make money in the financial system is to go through these unlisted companies. Companies are so small, no one spends time analyzing them, and they look at for what's buzzing on Twitter and Facebook, and then they buy those up, these tiny shares. But these companies are actually really, or these AI algorithms are really poor when it comes to companies that people actually look at, people actually analyze. They're very bad at out trading humans, and these are all of the same companies or AIs you've heard about. No one can out trade even a simple day trader, and to put this even more in perspective, humans have actually figured out how these AIs work in the market, and they can actually spoof them. And it's actually become so easy to make money off of these systems that I think what happened in Britain, a guy got jailed because he was making too much money off of these AIs, because he found out the pattern they worked off of. He'd put the pattern, sell into the AIs, and then totally make a ton of money off of the AIs, because the AIs don't understand what's going on. And that's the thing. AIs can do certain things that look really impressive, but are not. Basically, the only real way we're going to get true artificial intelligence is or true super intelligence is if we either combine it with the human brain as it is to help us think faster and upload and download information a lot faster, or if we create exact replicas. Like if you could create a replica of a human brain cell, and then you could recreate the structures perfectly, perhaps then you could get something that really works at that level. But we're so far from that. Like no one even suggests that in reality, because we're just so far away. But I mean, a lot of people are really worried about it. There is a cap on where this can go. And the real reason is because the way deep learning and these algorithms work is they just look for patterns. But what if there is no pattern? What if they're just looking at white noise? A human can differentiate that, a robot can't. And another thing to think about is we don't learn how to cross the street. We don't decide whether to cross the street or not based on the color of people's eyes, based on what kind of shirt they're wearing, based on the job of each person driving. We learn to cross the street by filtering out all of the information that could be relevant and only focusing on the information that is relevant, which is how fast the cars are going, how far away, how much time does it take to cross the street. And AIs are incredibly bad at figuring that information out. And the only way AIs have become as good as they are is because they have a human standing over them saying, hey, look for this, not that, look for this, not that. And when you take that away, AIs are completely lost. They come up with ridiculous answers. Anyways, I hope you have a good day. I doubt anyone of relevance will see this, but maybe this can just be used as an archive. Don't worry about AI. Don't worry about nuclear bombs. Everything's going great. Technology's here to help us. Have a great day.